So we need to find out more information about the sun then?
There is no confirmation the sun died.
Yeah, I guess. I just find it weird. Like, you would
That
assume he
it'd be
was
bricked
dead.
off.
Like, that would be why he bricked it off, right? Like, I don't see any other reason why he would brick off the room unless...
Unless the sun knows him a bad memory.
Yeah, like, obviously, the sun being there was a terrible memory inside his head.
In some way.
Unless he sealed off the room with the kid inside.
The kid would be there.
Yeah, there would have been a body. You're right.
Or at
Oh,
least
wait,
a
I wanted
sign
to go
of
into...
escape.
Right,
Like
right.
sheets tied together out the window.
Right. Where did I want to go? I wanted to try the phone to see if I could call Jerry yet. See, throughout the game, the only way of progressing that I have seen, at least, has been using the phone to call Jerry, and then he gives me another plot point to go find. Phone line seems to be down still. The only other thing that I've seen that says the plot has progressed is if it changes time, which now it's 1 p.m. So yes, time has changed. That means I have to do something new.
But the lines are still down.
The lines are still down, so yeah, we're definitely on our own.
Can we go outside now?
I doubt it. Yeah, still raging outside, and if I go to grab this umbrella, I guarantee he won't pick it up. Okay, maybe there's something in my room? Like, I don't imagine he'll want to go to bed. And for a horror story writer, he has a severe lack of desire to write any stories. Like, every single time I go up to this typewriter, he's just like, nah, I'm not feeling it. I tapped on the keys at the typewriter trying to focus, but no, the mystery of the Blackwood family was too exciting to ignore. See, he keeps coming up with reasons not to.
I never fancied naps.
If I put the stethoscope up here, he usually hears scratching noises, but there's none playing right now.
That's a kind of odd fact.
Well, like I told you earlier, like, he was hearing...
He hears scratches noises.
Mm-hmm.
But right now...
See, that's another thing. Like, during that night cycle where the room in the gallery was shown to me, the one behind the elephant tusks, like, before that, I was having a nightmare which showed me that. When I woke up, I actually woke up to scratching noises, and I had to investigate to figure out where they were coming from. And he was just like, oh, they're in the basement, but I can't go in there because I can't see. I don't have any candles, no way of actually seeing down there. Right? So I wake up, and the only note it has is, oh, well, I should probably check out the gallery to see if that was anything. And the only other thing that had happened was, hey, we should probably check out the basement because, you know, that's where the scratching noises was coming from. Neither area gave me anything. Like, if I go down to the basement right now, there's legitimately nothing. Like, no sign of anything. He doesn't even make a comment about it. Which, I'm gonna guess the scratching's definitely coming from in here. Like, there's gotta be something in there that's causing... Ooh, hold on. I have oil now. Can I use that on here? Didn't seem to... It doesn't need to be oiled. Really? Try as I might, I couldn't move the valve with my bare hands.
Bare hands is the hint there.
Hammer.
You need something to help you turn it.
But didn't have enough surface to hit. See, that's what I thought as well. I was kind of like, okay, bare hands. What could I use to actually use it? But
that was pointless.
I tried using the rag because, you know, whenever you try to open a pickle jar, you try and use the rag. Yeah, it was clean enough.
He only uses rags like they're supposed to be.
He cleans things with them. But yeah, as you can see, there's nothing in here. Also, I came down here originally to try and fix my power outage issue. Yeah, the fuses are fine. The electricity is not working for another reason other than the fuses not working. Oh, hold on, hold on. Am I allowed to look under the staircase? I never looked under the staircase. Okay. There's nothing important there, though. So that was kind of pointless.
It's neat that you can do it though.
Yeah. Well, I like saw objects through. That's a weird light right there. It concerned me. Okay, let me think. What could I do with my newfound knowledge? We know about a boy now.
Is there some sort of study or archive?
There is a library. That's where I showed you the mist book.
Maybe there's some sort of history.
Ah,
that we can read
wait. It might be in the attic. There's a pile of newspapers in the attic that are like documented newspapers throughout throughout the years. So it very much could be up here. We try looking in here. I looked for any worthwhile news in the editions of May 1963. I checked if there was anything of interest back in August 1961. Sad news hit our beloved town today following an announcement that was received with rejoicing amongst many that one of the most illustrious members of our community, Mr. James Blackwood, was having a child soon. We now have to relate a macabre turn of events. Son that was being lovingly awaited by the Blackwood family died shortly after the delivery due to a strange ailment. Understandably, the information disclosed about this happening was succinct. It appears that Miss Catherine Blackwood was already suffering from pains in her stomach, probably an indication that there was something not healthy about her pregnancy. Dr. Christopher Milton, who attended the birth, assures us that he made every possible effort to ensure a safe delivery, but with bowed head he said that the boy was already doomed ever since his conception. Cause of death has not been stated, but those few close to the Blackwood family have said that there were serious complications during the delivery. Helping to relieve that somber news, Miss Blackwood was thankfully found to be out of danger. Her husband did not wish to comment about the event. My huge disappointment quickly gave way to an empty void feeling. Something wasn't right here. I began wondering if James Blackwood was somehow involved with the death of his son. Interesting concept. And this is the information about the murder. Distinguished resident of the town, widely acknowledged construction engineer, was accused of murder yesterday by Miss Eva Mariani, who was the maid here at the house. While the nature of this situation is the most unusual given that Mr. Blackwood is a highly respected gentleman, Miss Mariani, an Italian immigrant and aspiring photographer, affirms to have a photograph that supports this accusation. I knew no one would believe me, so I took a picture. It was supposed to be in town, yada yada. I was in my room and saw the shadow in the garden. When I glanced through the window, I just couldn't believe my eyes. The lady, oh God, the thought of it sends shivers down my spine. Bearing a shape in the garden. We can almost confirm that the shape is a body, says policeman Chief William Bailey, but even if the image is not clear, this alone, with Miss Mariani's statement, is enough to open a serious case. Already heading to the manor. According to the information from the school where she teaches, the police chief continues, a notice was sent to the teacher's department which stated that Miss Blackwood had to leave on a sudden trip, and that she would make use of her license to do so. Mariani's accusation puts Mr. Blackwood in a very compromising situation. Even if we can't find anything in the garden, he has a lot of explaining to do. So, as you can see, like, there isn't a lot of evidence actually on him since the picture itself wasn't clear. But oh, hold on, I've gone into this chest several times and never picked anything up. And there's some old photographs. That's interesting. See, there's information regarding the case, but, you know, it's not actually enough evidence to say that he did it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, his wife could very much be very much alive, but just not here. We don't know. Okay, I guess that deep inside myself I knew the reason why, but I had to make sure. The Blackwood son died a long time ago, which is probably the reason why the room was bricked up and left abandoned. Thing that is not clear is whether the child was born dead or died shortly after delivery. I would definitely say shortly after delivery. From the sounds of that article, the kid, like, came out, but, like, after a short while did die due to complications of birth. Like, am I right in that assumption? It definitely gave off that vibe, like, the kid was out for more than a couple of hours, maybe even a couple days,
Right.
having complications. I can try contacting Jerry again, but I doubt it in the storm. Jerry, you there? Can't use the phone? Seems to be dead. Try again later. Has the time changed? It's 2 p.m. Slightly further ahead. What else can we do with the information that we've gathered? We know the kid died. There's a murder case about dad. He has to make sure. He wanted to check to make sure Blackwood wasn't behind it. Let me think. Where could I find information regarding whether or not Mr. Blackwood did anything? I'm gonna assume I still can't go outside. Yeah. Let me think. I could always try going back up to my room. That's always an option.
It's been so helpful before.
Oh yeah, I could go try and not write anything on my typewriter, or I don't know, take a nap that he doesn't want to.
He's not. He doesn't fancy naps.
I never fancied naps.
He's a vampire. Of course he'd be awake.
Yeah. Although it is daytime, like it doesn't make sense for a vampire to be up during the day, but you know, I guess
He's a
it's
vampire
dreary enough.
stomping along his house, smashing walls with hammers,
Yeah.
like he does.
I came into this room earlier after I had read a note saying like, oh, there was after Blackwood died. Blackwood's definitely dead, by the way. He gave the house itself to a close family friend, I think. His name was like Carter. When Carter was living here, like, he made the comment that he was slowly going insane, hearing voices, yada yada yada, and that he was hearing drum sounds from this room. And then the very next time I came in here, I heard random drum sounds out of nowhere, and I heard my name being whispered over and over and over again.
What's your name?
I honestly completely forgot.
What a character.
It starts with an A. It's a strange name. It's like a harem.
How
A
about
harem?
Alex?
Yeah, we'll call him Alex. But yeah, they were just whispering my name, and then there was drum beats and stuff. I came to a sad conclusion. Do you want to know what that conclusion was?
You're playing a game called Scratches, where they were drumming.
Well, I mean, that was not the conclusion I was coming to. This game gives me a strange feeling of one part that I actually very much enjoyed, I believe, of a game that I very much hated.
I'm gonna take a wild guess. You're talking about Juggernaut?
I am very much talking about Juggernaut. I can't remember like which part it was, but you remember that Juggernaut made me play through a whole bunch of random scenarios, correct?
Right.
Okay. One of those scenarios is very similar to this whole entire situation. If I remember right, one of the scenarios, there was a guy who went to Africa, brought back an artifact, and that artifact started making I think like it was a tiger, and his like gallery come to life and like murder everyone in the town kind of thing. And when I walked into this room and I looked around, heard the music and everything, like I instantly was like, holy crap, this is that one part from Juggernaut. It like really gives off that vibe and feel. But that was like one of the most interesting of the Juggernaut scenarios. Like that's the one thing that I liked about Juggernaut was the random scenarios and how like interesting they were. Like despite the lack of there being a really good story, like the mini stories themselves were rather interesting to actually explore and experience. And that was like the one redeeming factor for Juggernaut, was the random stories that you had to endure were actually kind of interesting. And that one specifically was probably the most interesting of them all. So, you know, I'm not mad, but I was kind of grossed out by the fact that when I entered the room, that's what came to mind was Juggernaut. You know what I mean?
Well, it's a game that you'll never be able to get away from now.
Yeah, it's gonna be a part of. It's gonna stick with me for the rest of my life, really.
Whether you want it to or not, Juggernaut was an experience.
Yeah.
Just like you can enter a room and be reminded of, like, Wind Waker.
Right.
You can still enter a room and be reminded of Juggernaut.
Yeah. But yeah, now as you can see, like, I've been given a position where there's nothing really to tell me where to go. So it's kind of just like explore every room of the house again and hope to God that you find, you know, something interesting that will lead you off onto another section of the game. Like, I've explored the one room that I found that would help continue the plot. So now I'm sitting here and I'm just like, well, where do I go from here, you know?
And such is the way with those old like games.
Mm-hmm. It's just really unfortunate because, like, you would expect...
Create over a long period of time.
Yeah.
Because this was back when you didn't have a huge Steam library.
Mm-hmm.
So you could spend months on a single game.
Yeah, that's true. I like to point out, I do like how they've set up, like, the books in this game, some of them you can't read, but others of them, I do like how it's kind of like Myst. Like, the main part of the story you get from actually just exploring the house and reading random books. Like, they're diaries from the guy who used to live here, like Blackwood or Carter. It really just depends on the situation.
This would remind me of Gone Home, if it was, like, really first person.
Yeah. See, and it almost has that feel because of the way that you can turn the camera, but not quite, you know?
Or I should say Gone Home reminds me of this.
See, when I first started up the game, I thought it really was first person, and I went to go click, like, WASD, and this is what it actually does. It turns your camera around. That's what WASD keeps doing.
So you didn't get very far.
Yeah, I didn't get very far. I was just like, okay, I'll use the mouse. Also, I'd like to point out, he complains that the house is cold, and that he wants to turn on lights because obviously it's very dark. Yet, here we have a fireplace with wood in it. He makes the comment, yeah, we can warm up the house if we were to light a fire. It would light up some of the house. Try to use matches on it. Oh, that idea was nice, but it wasn't that cold, really, and I preferred to save the few matches I had left. Yeah.
Well, the matches could prove useful.
Also, he doesn't know how to read piano music. See, look.
I don't know how to read piano music either.
It was all gibberish to me. I don't know how to read piano music either, but I was just making the comment. Like, I walked up to it, I was just like, time to play the Moonlight Sonata. Not so much.
Not so much. Still raining, so I doubt you can go slow.
It's raining again.
Never stopped. Well,
I just realized that there was a crack in that window. That's weird. Do you have any ideas of where to go?
you want to go back to the nursery?
I could try that.
Can you go back to the nursery?
Oh yeah, the rope's still there.
But will your character decide to take the risk again?
Right, right. I mean, I could always go back there. Maybe there's a detail that I missed.
There's no way to tear down the bricks.
How did I get into that room again? Oh, wait. There we go. It
There's
was
a
up
rope.
this way. Yeah. Well, yeah, I knew there was a rope. I couldn't remember where the rope was. Down the rope, then. Is there something I might have missed in here? Wooden horse. Picture.
Any of these paintings have hinges?
Nope, not on that one at least.
I'm gonna say no.
Nope. Nope. Seventh day of August, sex male, Rothbury. See, he was born on the 7th day of August, but this document was made up on the 9th. So he at least lived 2 days. Whoever this guy was.
That's a great record.
But yeah, I'm wanting to say there's nothing in here worth taking a look at. This birth certificate was probably it. Hmm. Go ahead and leave.
Yeah.
I don't imagine I can go anywhere else, can I? No. Hmm. What to do, what to do, what to do. Well, I found out about the nursery. That was good. We found out the kid died. That was, well, that's not good, but it progressed the story. We found out the newspaper regarding the kid dying, which was up here. Maybe there was another newspaper article regarding that, and I just didn't check thoroughly enough. No, that's the same article. I did end up getting a lantern, although I don't see what use that would be at the moment.
Could you throw the lantern in the fire and wouldn't up that one? in the fireplace?
No. It just said the lantern doesn't have any oil, and I tried to oil it and it said no. It was clean enough. Oh, I didn't see these before. I never picked up those documents. I only ever picked up... I guess because the lantern was always sitting on it. Okay. Still nothing useful there. At least I don't think so. There's a carriage. Got the impression of a sinister presence lurking in the shadows. What? It's kind of screwed up. What kind of feeling is that? I think I kind of want to get out of this room now. Like, there's obviously something wrong with the basement. First of all, he keeps making the comment that the basement makes him feel uneasy when he goes down there. And obviously, he made the comment that the scratches seem to be coming from the basement. So whatever the scenario is, the basement's definitely the source of it all. You know what I mean?
Right.
So there's something in the house, whether that be a ghost of James Blackwood, his wife, or maybe even the kid. There's something bad in that basement. Ooh. What if he either buried the kid or his wife in the basement?
Can you bury things in basement?
Maybe he
I
just
think
threw
they're
it
made
in
out
that
of
cellar
foundation.
door.
Hmm.
He just threw him down in the cellar bit.
That
Like,
would
it's
make
possible.
sense.
That's why it's locked off. Oh yeah,
know
the
what time
water
it is?
is also not working in the house. Oh yeah, it's been quite a while. I mean, I made quite a bit of progress, although I would like to have made more.